welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Tracy, and today I'll be talking about a very controversial topic, or I should say a very controversial issue that most of my Christian friends and folk may disagree with me, and there may be a few who will agree. But before any further ado, please allow me to remind you what to do. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget, please turn the notification buttons on. You hear it first. So what I would like to talk about today is, and the question was, should a man and a woman be married before living together? And most of you who have been a avid watcher of my videos may have heard me mention in previous videos my opinion, but I've never gone into depth as to why my opinion is so. So my answer to the question is, let me reiterate what the question is. Should a man and a woman be married before living together? And my opinion, darling, is no. The reason why, how are you, or what is the reason why you should basically marry a cat in a bag? You should get to know the person before you marry them. And how are you going to get to know this individual if you do not live with the person? Under which sun are you going to exist that is going to allow you to know somebody without moving in together, without living together before being married to them? First and foremost, you can be courting somebody, dating somebody a whole year, and you will never know the individual. Take it from me and believe me. Because we are human beings. And we're very good at what you call pretending. We're very good at showing our best sides. Trust me. But the only way you can see the breakdown of our personalities and characteristics is basically living together with the individual you want to spend the rest of your life with. So my recommendation is always move in together before getting married. Why? Here you're able to know the person's level of cleanliness if you're a clean person. Right? Some of us may not be the cleanest, but I'm not talking about OCDs. I'm talking about people who believe in cleanliness is godliness. And with that said, the only way you can know the person's level of cleanliness, or if you can tolerate that person's level of cleanliness, is by living together with the person. You can be dating somebody, you're visiting somebody's house, but when it's time for you to go visit, that is when everywhere is spick and span. Remember, you're not just popping up at somebody's house unless somebody invites you over. So therefore, living with them, you will see the level of cleanliness. 2, how are you going to know if this person is a deep sleeper where he's just snoring the place down? How are you going to know? One, you may spend the night over to this person's house, just like a sleepover. This person may not be as tired as other days. So you will not know if this person is a avid snorer. Can you put up with someone who is an avid snorer? Can you put up with someone who is just snoring down the place 24/7, 44/8? One, you have to wake up early for work the next morning. Can you tolerate that? Or if you are not has thin skin, maybe you could deal with that. Two, do you know the person's level of responsibility? How they're going to handle the bills? How they're going to even take care of a pet? What is the level of satisfaction when it comes to sex? These are things that should be taken in consideration when you are deciding to marry somebody. But one of the best way and the most sincere way to know these characteristics about your partner is for you to live with them. You don't want to be blindsided. People are very, very good at pretending. And sometimes we see the red flags too. But because we are so ready for this marriage and ready for this commitment, and oh my God, time is going, I want to live with him, but we have to get married, and then you rush down the aisles. And at the end of the day, you rush right into the jaws of a roaring lion. What do? You have to know the temperament of a person before you move in with the person. A person is very good at pretending. We're human beings. We are. You never want to get in a situation where you will be blindsided. And I can almost reassure you that not living with the partner before getting married to them, you're basically running down in a loaded gun. You're just running towards a barrel of a loaded gun. You don't want that for yourself. And especially ladies who have children. You want to have this person in your household to see how they operate around your child, to see the level of respect they have for your children. You want to make sure you are in a position to see how they treat your child. You know, you want to make sure they have very good responsibility when it comes down to finances. You don't want to take up a situation where someone is pretending a whole year before, and then when you marry them and you get into the same space, that's when the surprises start occurring. What will you do? Basically, that is a waste of your time. And now to become unitched after you're itched, it's going to cost you a lot of heartache, a lot of pain that you could have basically prevented if you had taken the time out to live with the person before getting married. All the flaws that you are now seeing when you're married to this person and move in overnight with, those are flaws that could have either been fixed, or those are flaws you could have walked away from. But then you get yourself caught up in this whole situation, not realizing all the flaws were there. Because I can guarantee and I can tell you that if someone is an abuser, sometimes you don't see that just not living with the person. People are very good at covering up. Trust me, I tell you that. People are very good at covering up their flaws and their characteristics that are ugly. You know? Living with that person will show you if this person's temperament goes to 0 to 100 real quick. You know? You will understand what its temperament is like if you move the salt to the left of the stove as opposed to the right. There are so many different characteristics you will see come into play that's when you're living with the person as opposed to not living with them. So I'm a big believer that in live with your partner before you marry them. You don't want to run into the jaws of a lion when you could have prevented that. It is very important, people. I know that so many of us want to get married. So many of us want to be wives. So many of us want to be husbands. But I can tell you, we need to be smart about making those choices and making that move. And one of the major ways to ensure that you're making the right choice and making the right move of becoming a husband or becoming a wife is living with the partner or living with a choice before you marry them. That way, if you are living with this person and you do not like their display of life, you do not like their snoring, you do not like the way they handle finances, you do not like the way they treat your child, you do not like the way they speak to you, you do not like the way they feed your dog, you just don't like certain things, that will give you all the reason and the rights to walk away without a cost. Divorces are expensive out here. Divorces are not cheap. And it will save you the heartache, the pain, the disappointment, the sense of failure. Only if you choose to live with your partner before getting married. I hope my opinion is valid to most of you. I know a lot of you will disagree, but today, again, this is my opinion. And my Christian folks will tell me quickly all your position. Well, listen, today I'm holding my position on this opinion of mine. Again, allow me to remind you what to do. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn the notification buttons on. You hear it first. Toodles!